It's time for Wisconsin race fans to gather round. Welcome to the Racing Roundup Show, and thanks for joining us for our 42nd consecutive season. We are your destination for news and interviews from the Wisconsin racing scene, the Upper Midwest, NASCAR, and more. With the support of our great sponsors, the Racing Roundup Show is America's longest-running weekly motorsports show held in front of a live audience. And tune in every Saturday morning at 11:30 to CW18 Milwaukee to catch Milwaukee's only motorsports show. You still have time to join the racing crowd for tonight's show. And now, here is the host of the Racing Roundup Show, Jim Trado.
Welcome to our April 14th edition of the Racing Roundup Show. Thanks for being part of it. It's our 42nd season. We can't thank you enough for being part of this. We have great sponsors that we'll recognize throughout the show. We also have them advertising on our Saturday show. We could not do this racing show without you as an audience, but also some great folks along the way to support this program this year and for many years. So it's great to have their support. So please support the businesses you hear during our show broadcast. Join the racing crowd tonight. Hang out with us. We've got some great prizes to give away after the program. We'll tell you about in a little while. We've got some die-cast. Bill Balog signed that one. We're going to give that away. We've got some race tickets to give away tonight. Just come on down and join us. We're at Paulie's Pub and Eatery, 81st and Greenfield. Just easy to find, 8031 West Greenfield Avenue, 81st and Greenfield in West Dallas. Come on down and join the racing crowd. Dean Strom's in the house tonight, delivering the Bonafide Security Solutions Short Track Report. Dell's Raceway Park owner Jerry Aubie and his beautiful wife Tracy are here, fresh off the Icebreaker race weekend. They got a great schedule lined up for their NASCAR regional racing program going on every Saturday, coming real soon. We'll tell you all about that. We also want to tell you that big money bracket racer John DiPiazza will join us after 7. Tony Stewart won at Pomona. Holy cow! In his run with a new team in the NHRA and Top Fuel. That's pretty exciting. Anderson's Pure Maple Syrup sponsored World of Outlaws racer Bill Balog was scheduled to be with us, but he's not able to join us. We'll get him live via the phone though. So if you're coming down to see Bill, by all means, we're cheering him on. You can see him racing this weekend in Jacksonville, Illinois. If you didn't go to Peevely last weekend, he's racing Jacksonville Friday night, Hobstadt, Indiana on Saturday. But we'll hope to catch up with the World of Outlaws full-timer, sponsored by our great friends Anderson's Pure Maple Syrup, on the phone, or on video, I should say, here in a little while. We also want to tell you that first up, after hearing from some of our valued sponsors, you can hear from next. We're going to be joined by Greg McCarns, a busy man with he and his wife Angie. They've got a lot going on. They're promoting both the Angel Park Speedway and now the official co-owners of Madison International Speedway. We'll talk to them about their great seasons planned up ahead as well. Thursday night street drags are back at Madison International Speedway as well. Lots to cover. We're coming right back to Paulie's. Come on down and join the racing crowd. We'll be right back.
Thanks for tuning in to the Racing Roundup Show. Check out our website, racingroundupshow.com, and like our show on Facebook. Join us on Twitter and Instagram at Racing Roundup. We're coming right back after these messages from our awesome show sponsors.
For your next purge or project, go with the pros. Source Services. Champion driver and Wisconsin Short Track Hall of Famer Dan Source founded Source Services in 1988 with one truck, one employee, and a tireless work ethic. Through the dedicated work of Dan and his employees, Source Services LLC is Southeastern Wisconsin's leading waste container rental company. Dropped and picked up by professionals, you can rent a dumpster for up to 60 days. Source Services sorts and recycles to reduce the amount of waste going into landfills. Go with the pros at sourceservices.com.
Interstate Batteries. Outrageously dependable. Life is full of questions. Is the presentation ready for work tomorrow? Why is there so much traffic at 3 p.m. on a Tuesday? Are your in-laws visiting this weekend or next? You've got plenty of things to worry about. Whether your car will start shouldn't be one of them. With an outrageously dependable battery under your hood, you can cross one of those questions off your list, which gives you time to answer more things like,
are we there yet?
Interstate Batteries, delivering the most trustworthy source of power to the world since 1952.
Join the racing crowd every Saturday at 11:30 for the Racing Roundup Show, Milwaukee's only motorsports TV show. We have racing highlights, news, and interviews from the Wisconsin racing scene, NASCAR, and more. With great support from area sponsors, our host Jim Trado and expert reporters cover all things motorsports. Visit RacingRoundupShow.com. For 42 years and counting, the Racing Roundup Show is the destination program for Wisconsin race fans.
Organize like the pros with Hefner Racing Products. Take your trailer to the next level. Upgrade your garage, streamline your shop. Whether you're tearing up the track or tackling home projects, Hefner Racing Products has you covered with the best made and widest variety of organizational accessories made right here in Wisconsin. Shop online now at hrpracing.com.
Welcome back to the Racing Roundup. Welcome back to the Racing Roundup Show, America's longest running weekly motorsports program held in front of a live audience. You still have time to join the racing crowd. Now let's get back to our host, the PA voice of the Daytona 500. You've seen him on Flow Racing's coverage of the Snowball Derby and Slinger Nationals, and on Track TV's coverage of the ASA Stars National Tour. Once again, here is Jim Trado.
Welcome, everyone, to our program. Glad to have you with us here on this Tuesday evening. And we'd like to remind you that this show is supported by some great people. We can talk to some of those great folks tonight, including our guests on the program. If you want to watch the show on demand or you miss a portion of it, by all means, you can watch it on our YouTube channel through our website, racingroundupshow.com. Click on Live, click on Archive, and click on any show for the last 12 years, I think it is, on there. So you have your choice of shows to watch. We can't thank you enough for being part of this program. Hey, if you're looking to sell or buy a home or commercial property, choose Rapina Realty. List and buy with confidence. Hire a realtor that has the knowledge to get your deal done. Not all deals are the same. You have to have somebody that's pretty smart about this. Knowledge and expertise gets you where you need to be. Not all realtors are the same. Knowledge is power. Hire knowledge. Choose RapinaRealty.com. Welcome again to the Racing Roundup Show. We've got a special guest joining us. He is the owner, co-owner, officially now, of Madison International Speedway. He also is the promoter of record of Angel Park Speedway with Team McCarnes. Let's welcome in Greg McCarnes. Greg, thanks for being on the show.
Great to be back.
Glad to have you here.
It's a tradition. We got to be here.
It is. It is. And the neat thing about this is, and I like saying neat things, but you have a lot of neat things going on, including you burned a mortgage to officially say, I'm now an owner with my wife of a racetrack near Madison, near Oregon, near Rutledge, or wherever the city is.
Rutland.
It is Rutland?
Yep, Rutland.
There you go. So I knew it was somewhere. It's a great racetrack, and I'm glad to see you guys took the challenge and said, Mr. Kunis, we can do this.
You know what was so cool was that morning I went through some old files, and I found my dad's file trying to buy the track in 81 and 82. And so to be able to pull that off was so cool. Ange and I were at the drive-in church on A1A right on Atlantic. They're in Daytona Beach. And
I've been there for car shows, not for church, though.
Instead of amen, you honk the horn, and it's a whole deal. But they said, hey, we want to thank everyone that was here last week for the Burn the Mortgage party. And that was a couple of years ago. And we said, you know what? That is a great idea. We need to do that. When we get there, we're going to make it happen. And we had about 300 people there, and we just had a great time. I couldn't quit smiling. It was just so cool. We had, just everyone from all walks of life, and a bunch of people from Rockford came up that were part of my team down there. And Phil Bickley held the note on the track for a long time with Sam Bardas. He was there, and Terry Kunis came up, and we burned the mortgage together. And I mean, there's a guy that everything we've ever gotten is on sweat equity, and he believed in us, and we pulled through. So just cool to celebrate that with everyone that was part of our efforts at Madison from way back when and right through today. So from the teams to our staff to just the fans, it was just great to crack a beer and have a smile.
And burn the mortgage. You own the place. The first big race coming up is actually on Sunday, May 3rd, the Joe Shear Classic. It's an ASA Midwest Tour race, traditional first start of your race season, but you've got some cleaning up to do before that. You've got a street drag to run before that. There's a whole lot going on. Where can we find everything that's happening at Madison International Speedway?
Yeah, we got 20 great events this summer. Our street drags, for those of you that were part of street drags over at the Milwaukee Mile when we ran them there, come find us at Madison. We're over 200 bracket entries a show. Last fall we were at just over 300 bracket entries. It's a great time.
And this is your race car or your personal car
Yep.
or your street car or dad's van, who knows. You can drag strip this car inside Madison International Speedway.
Yeah, the family sedan four-door class is one of our biggest classes. So about 22 different brackets that we do, and just a neat deal. So we open up with that on Sunday, April 26th, and then the first Sunday in May is our traditional Joe Shear Classic 200, and that really shows what Madison's all about. When we took it over in 2015, that race was 3,600 to win and 625 to start, and now it's 1,500 to start, 15,000 to win, 200 laps, and it's just a great way to get the season going at Madison. And we try to have one big late model race per month. So then we have the ASA Stars Tour for the Capital 200 in June, which is a Tuesday night this year, Tuesday, June 23rd. And then from there, the Howie Lotto Classic, July 24th, a Friday night with the ASA Midwest Tour. And then we come back with the ARCA Menard Series. They returned to the High Banks last year. It was a great show, and now they're on Friday night, August 28th. They already have tickets available at Menard. So a lot of big shows happening at Madison. It's a show place, and we're just proud to be at the helm.
And when it comes to your strong weekly racing on Friday nights, that's your traditional night. You have a lot of things planned in addition to the racing. You've got you've got a great playground for the kids. You've got beer specials on certain nights, 2-block Busch Light nights. You've got opportunities for fans to see late model racing. 12 double features every time they race, right, on Friday nights?
Yeah, our late model class at Madison on Friday nights was outstanding last year. We averaged 23 late models. We have the Misfits, the 6-shooters, and then we bring in one rotating class every night, but then we have special promotions. This year we're doing Wisconsin's fastest meat raffle. So we're selling 1,000 meat raffle paddles.
That's on July 31st, so write that down now. It's 1,000 meat raffles, paddles for $5 a piece, and you got to have how many winners?
There will be 100 winners out of 1,000. Yep.
There you go.
So the Oregon Optimist Club's putting that together for us, and we have Gas Fest 2026. I mean, $2 chili, $2 hot dogs, and $1 pickled eggs. If that doesn't get you gassed up, I don't know what does. But just every night we got something a little bit different on Friday nights. Thursday night street drags, 5 times throughout the summer, and just a lot of things going on. We're race fans first. And so that's how we try to build our schedule. If I was a race fan coming through the gates at Oregon every Friday night, what would I want to see? And we feel the same way at Angel Park too, because Ange and I used to go to Angel Park. That was our date night on Sunday nights, and now we're lucky enough to be there for our 6th straight year. And with Badger Midgets, it's just a cool deal that they have going on, but to be able to bring the IRA sprints and the World of Outlaws, the Dirt Kings, the MSA 360 sprints, everything that we have on Sunday nights also, it's really the schedule's put together of what a race fan wants to see. I'm a bit addicted to the short track deal, and probably go to over 100 events this summer. So I want to see what I want to see, and I hope the race fans join in, but so far so good.
You couldn't tell it's a labor of love for Greg McCarns and wife Angie and his family. His son and his daughter are involved in the business. There's a group called Team McCarns. They're with you in every possible way. You're promoting races outside of the 2 tracks that you're directly involved in. They're both east of Madison. South is the Madison International Speedway, a little bit north, and east in Sun Prairie is Angel Park Speedway. Racing on Fridays at Madison, Sundays at Angel Park. Both are really accessible and a lot of fun. And you pride yourself on the food, keep it a quick show. There's a lot of positives that you've learned over the entire lifetime, I'd say. This is a continuance of a lifelong deal, isn't it, from mom and dad on forward?
Yeah, it turns out I'm getting older. Who knew? So this will be season 26 as a promoter. And you still learn things. Chuck Deary, who's our business partner up in La Crosse, he's retired now, so we try to do a trip every year. And we just went down to the Freedom Factory at Cletus McFarland's track there in Florida, and we took a bunch of notes and learned what we could learn. And then we hopped in the car and we drove to Sportsdrome in Indiana, just north of Louisville, to see what else we could learn. So racetrack 252, 3, and 4 were captured on that.
My goodness.
To see racing at.
That's how many tracks you visited.
That's how many tracks I've seen racing at. I've been over 400 tracks, but like I said, I'm a bit addicted to all this.
Where can we find out more about Madison International Speedway and Angel Park Speedway?
So misracing.com for Madison and angelpark.racing for Angel Park. So check it out.
And when it comes to those races, I'm telling you, it's a lot of fun. The schedules are available. Greg pointed out some highlights. There are a lot of highlights throughout the summer, and we're going to show some of those with Bill Hounds in the Groove segments this year, but also more importantly, we need you in the stands to watch and support these races. Great local racing. We have great folks like Greg McCarns to thank for being involved in every way to keep this racing as healthy as it is. And I like to say we're spoiled because of the racing we have, We're also very fortunate to have Greg McCarnes and your family involved in what we get to do as race fans to see some really high-quality stuff.
Well, we're all in this together, and we're blessed to be in the state of Wisconsin because there's no better place for short track racing in the nation than right here in Wisconsin. So glad to be a part of it.
Greg McCarnes joining us here on the Racing Roundup Show. Okay, that was for TV. That's going to be on this Saturday's CW18 TV show. You know that?
I heard that.
That's why I can drink your Busch Light now.
I know. It's been staring at me.
Right.
You said $2 Busch Lights.
I did.
I had a twitch.
Like Pavlov all of a sudden. Yeah, a little twitch.
It was rough.
When it comes to the fun you have, I do want to point out the food. You guys have food specials at Madison. You guys have food specials at Angel Park. And when I talk about those two racetracks, the friends of mine that have never been there, like, hey, I heard they got that cup where you got the mashed potatoes and the barbecue and the sauce and the corn and I'm like, yep. What do you guys call that one?
That's the Redneck Sundae.
Right. See.
Yeah. We stole that from a biker bar in Arizona.
So everything you do comes back to help us as race fans enjoy it.
We find a lot of different ways to do things.
Yeah.
Our pit stop burger, we stole that from Wisconsin International Raceway and fine-tuned it. And yeah, we just
talk about the cheddar cheeseburger, the curd burger, please. I've had one of those, I think, every time I've been
there.
there.
Angie's got a burger of the month, so we did the curd burger.
Yep.
We had the Otis burger, which is let's see, that's pickle, cream cheese, a smear of that on a burger. It's awesome. So we found that at Club Lamarck, Madison's race car bar, and we adopted it to our racetracks for the month of May last year. I'm not sure when it'll be this year.
All right. Stan's got a big car show, by the way. It's Club Lamarck this Saturday.
Yep.
If you want to head that way, it'll be a lot of fun. See a bunch of race cars. We'd like to have race cars in our parking lot and have some fun. We're on the road this coming Monday. We'll get back to what Greg's got time to tell us about. Is Angel Park Speedway has been around as I think the Badger Midgets are one of the oldest sanctioned midget clubs in America, if not the world, and that's kind of their home. But more importantly, when you have Badger Midgets there, that's a tradition that's always been there, kind of. It's getting healthy again.
Since 48.
For every reason, go there for their races. But you have added Wisconsin Dirt Legends. You've added an MSA 360 show. You've added USAC shows in the past. You've got a lot that goes into this. How often does that get toyed with? Is it a constant thing? We're like, hey, if I had a chance, I want to bring those guys to my racetrack.
Well, I look at Angel Park as Lambeau Field, and you don't have a show or a football game at Lambeau Field without the Green Bay Packers, and that's how I feel about Badger Midgets. You don't have a racing event there without them. And I was out in Ventura for the Turkey Night Grand Prix, and I might have been having a barley pop out on the beach, and nobody knows who I am, right? We're just all sitting there drinking beer, and the guys across from the fire, they go, you know, the best midget program in the nation is Badger Midgets. And I'm sitting there and I kind of perk up. I'm like, man, that's really cool. They have no idea who I am.
Yeah.
And so they just talk about it and how great it is and the car counts and how well it's run. And yeah, Quinn and Amy have really brought that back. And it's great to be a part of that and to have Angel Park be a solid place for them to call home. And seeing them go to other tracks and what have you is great as well. But they got 10 really big shows that they're at Angel Park on Sunday night, and it's the home of the Mighty Midgets. So it's so cool to be part of it because I used to go with the Nobles, so Tim Noble, but Dick Noble was on the Budweiser safety crew, and there were some late nights for Tim and I waiting for his parents to get out of the pavilion, and Joe Shear would be sitting in the grandstands watching the midget races. And
huge midget fan.
Yeah,
Joe
just a cool place to be.
Awesome
and riding on the fire trucks and everything else. So when I was at Rockford Speedway, I tried to get up there once or twice a year. When we bought Madison, that became our Sunday night date night. And I just always felt like we could do a better job and give this track what it needs. And I tell you, last year, all the stars aligned, but for the 40th Firemen's Nationals with the USAC Midgets and Badger, it was just a double header of open wheel midgets, and it was so cool. The grandstands were full, the racing was great, Aaron got the track right, and it was just that's what you live for as a promoter is nights like that. So just glad to carry on the tradition and look forward to carrying that tradition on for years to come.
What is the first spectator night at Angel Park Speedway this year on a Sunday night?
Well, it's funny you ask. So May is a bit busy for us.
Yep.
So you get past Mother's Day, and May 14th is a street drag at Madison. Mm-hmm. And then we have our Friday night opener at Madison. Mm-hmm. And then Al graduates from University of Wisconsin Lacrosse at 8 a.m. on Saturday.
All right.
And then lacrosse opens at 2 p.m. on Saturday, the 16th. And then we open Angel Park on Sunday, the 17th. So we're a little busy that weekend, but I know we'll pull it off, and it'll be great.
So we might want to just buy you an energy drink rather than a beer at Angel Park come Sunday about feature time, right?
The gals at Quick Trip in Mauston know me quite well. A lot of late night stops there on Saturdays to get back for Sundays. But it's we open up on the 17th there, then we have the Dirt Kings on the 31st, and then we roll right into Bill Baylog and the World of Outlaws are going to be coming back, and knock on wood, we'll actually get them in June instead of 40 degrees in October.
I didn't mind it. I didn't mind it. Crowd didn't mind it.
No, it was
a good show.
Yeah, it always has a way of working.
Because I got to go to Dells Raceway Park for Halloween on Saturday, and I stayed over in the Madison area. I went right over to Angel Park Speedway on Sunday. It was awesome.
Well, the original was on my daughter's graduation in June.
Okay.
And then we were there, and they said, well, you got to pull the plug on this. How does this date work? I'm like, yeah, that'll work. Forgetting it was my in-laws' 50th wedding anniversary that day. So you can tell I'm really doing good with this whole family and racing scheduling deal here as of late.
For the record, I did not bring up the anniversary of the in-laws. I did not bring that up. You did.
No, but it was really a surprise when we pushed their party ahead a week.
Really?
They never saw it coming, so it worked out just like
you surprised them.
Yeah, we surprised them.
Great idea.
Yep.
Way to pivot. They call it pivoting.
Got to do it.
The biggest race of May, to me anyway, one of the biggest, is not the Indy 500. It is the Joe Shear Classic at Madison International Speedway. Last year, you had a chance to bring in a Grand Marshal by the name of Mark Martin, who raced at Madison, won the Capital 300 way back when, was sponsored by Capital Speedway at the time. That was kind of cool.
Yeah.
And I understand there's something else special about Mark Martin that will live on forever at Madison. Tell us the good news.
So we, 2019, we found a Brian Holzhausen Ford Thunderbird sitting 8 miles north of La Crosse Fairgrounds Speedway.
Number 787, right?
And it still had the Art Go sticker on it, and he sent it to me on Twitter. And Dale Jr. sent me a message like 14 seconds later. What are you doing with that car? I want it. So Dave and Don Grunberg, Austin Wells, we all pulled it out there. Brian Holzhausen came with. It was just a cool deal.
You took it to Junior's little land.
Took it to the graveyard at Junior's.
All right. Okay.
And so we thought it was really cool, but we'd never seen it in the woods. So Chuck Deary and I went there last year, and then we drove to the Daytona from there, and we got talking. I said, we have all those woods off the backstretch. Sonny says they're not taking any more cars here. There's got to be cars out there. So far for our graveyard, it started
now at Madison International Speedway.
Madison International Speedway. So it's any car. We just want a history on it. So right now we have the Wilkie family donated their outhouse chassis that won at Impact, which is what Oregon was called when it was dirt.
I might have called that race.
And it won with a wing, and the next week was a non-wing show, and he flipped and broke his back. And we have that car. It was sitting behind his parents' barn.
I called one of those races. I might not have called both.
So that was the first one we got, was that car. And we got pictures of it, right? And we got the story, and it's cool.
Yep.
So then...
Did you go out of the joint in turn 2 or turn 3?
It was turn 1.
Turn 1.
Yeah. Well, he might have eventually went out in 2.
Okay.
It started in 1.
Okay.
So then the Nottesteds come, and they have it's a 1957 Chevy that Charlie Dorr and Howie Leto built together, and that was the first car that Howie Leto built.
Wow.
So we have that car, and we have the Howie Leto Classic, so that makes sense.
Yep.
But the Nottesteds donated that, and it is so cool. And, of course, the doors still run at Angel Park.
Yeah.
So here comes, they come up with the scrapbook, and here's the car being built in the garage, and now we have that car. So how cool is that?
Yeah.
So then Brandon Jantz calls me, and he goes, I have a Howe second design car from 1972, and it won the track championship at Wilmot in 1974. Would you like it? So they donated that car. So we have that car. Rick Corso absolutely destroyed a car last summer at Madison, so we got that car now.
He just kind of left it, you think?
The Reedners are donating a hobby stock. And just on Sunday, we got Mark Martin's 1987 Busch Series car that he won at Rockingham.
That blue and white number 1 with the Carolina Four Dealers?
No, this is the 31 car.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
But growing up, I was a huge Alan Kwiecki fan and a huge Mark Martin fan.
Right.
And they ran with my parents. But the Ford Thunderbird, man, when I turned 16, that's the car I wanted, was a Ford Thunderbird. I never got a Ford Thunderbird until Sunday. And now I own a Ford Thunderbird. It is absolutely beat to heck, but it's perfect for the graveyard. So I got a Mark Martin car from the 80s that he won races with sitting in the graveyard. So we're looking for more cars. So if you know guys out there, if it's a hauler, if it's an old sign, we got the Rockford Speedway sign got donated. Benji, who's on the tow truck crew, had bought it when they had the auction at Rockford, and I was kind of hoping I would get it, and he got it, and I wasn't sure what he was going to do with it. And turns out he didn't know what he was going to do with it either. So he donated it back. So we have the Rockford Speedway sign from Forest Hills Road that will be the entrance sign for the graveyard at MIS, which I think is cool. So whether it's Lake Geneva or Wilmot or Hales Corners or a track in Indiana or Norway, Michigan or Escanot, like we just want something that has a story, and we want to keep the history of short track racing in the Midwest alive and tell the story about it. So we got some other cars that are coming, but pretty excited to have that Mark Martin car.
To clarify, two things. You don't just want cars dropped off. You probably want to get a heads up that they want to bring,
we need a heads
right?
up. We need a heads
All
up.
right.
Yep.
Give me a heads up. Number two, how many times can I wander through the yard, or am I going to wait till you tell me it's open officially to walk through the graveyard?
So our goal is to have it open in for the Howie Letto Classic, July 24th. Actually, back in the woods with the signage. We're moving everything. All the rain we've been having isn't helping the progress there, but we're going to have the cars on display for the Joe Shear Classic on May 3rd. So if a fan shows up, they can see it. And if guys out there know where these cars are sitting, I know like Ted Musgrave's old hauler sitting there, that cab over, that'd be pretty cool to put a logging chain to and get it on a rollback and get it there so people can see it. So who knows what's out there, but Bobby Allison's 1984 body got found in a barn. And I'm a huge Bobby Allison fan. I have his hood from 1985, and I saw that got found, and it just kind of put a fire under me that that stuff's out there. So we want to find it and preserve it and put it in the graveyard at MIS.
That's awesome. More to come, more information. But how about a big hand for Greg McCarnes and all the fun things he gets to do? And you can tell the passion is there, the fun is there. And thanks for all you do to help us enjoy the racing around this great state of Wisconsin.
You bet. We'll see everyone at the races in 2026.
Yes, we will. MISracing.com or angelpark.racing is where you want to go to find out locations and schedules and plan accordingly. We've got a lot to cover on the program. Jerry Obby's here hanging out with us with Dells Raceway Park. We got Bill Baylog coming up here in a little while. We also have Dean Strom delivering the Bonafide Security Solutions Short Track Report. Lots to cover on the program. Stick around. We're live at Polly's Pub and Eatery, 81st and Greenfield. Come on down and join the racing crowd.
Join the racing crowd every Tuesday night at 6 p.m. Central all season long. Share what you love about short track racing on our Facebook page and on Twitter and Instagram at Racing Roundup. We'll be right back with more of the Racing Roundup Show.
Get your whole family involved in affordable, competitive kart racing at Millwright Raceway in Dousman, Wisconsin, home of the Badger Kart Club. Walk the pit area, talk to racers, and check out the action from the grandstands. There's a play area for the generations of racers of all ages. Bring the kids and check out kart racing for yourself at one of America's finest kart tracks. This is where Alan Kowicki, Danica Patrick, Sam Mayer, and Josh Palicki got their start. Millwright Raceway is just south of I-94 in Dousman, 35 miles west of Milwaukee, and 45 miles east of Madison. For all the latest information, directions, and race schedule, visit BadgerKartClub.com.
Adams Towing offers expert heavy-duty towing services for the entire state of Wisconsin from their Plover headquarters. Since 1961, 3 generations of heavy-duty towing specialists and racing supporters have provided towing, flatbed, and reload service, plus winching and upright, long boom service, truck starting, and cleanup. Adams Towing proudly sponsors Ryan Farrell's Super Late Model team. Put Adams Towing and their experienced team and their fleet of heavy-duty tow trucks and rollbacks to work for you. Call Adams Towing today at 715-344-3836.
427-1000 American Foundation. Cracks and leaks in your basement, have no fears. We've been fixing those things for over 60 years. Trust and dedication, that's American Foundation.
Call American right now for huge savings.
427-1000 American Foundation.
When we decided to get our crack leaky basement done, I am so glad we called American Foundation. It gave us a sense of confidence, and it gave us our basement back.
And it was the right choice.
Thank you very much.
American Foundation Specialist has been fixing basements since 1947. Satisfied customers are the future at American. Call American for huge savings at
427-1000 American Foundation.
Precise Auto and Truck Accessories is your one-stop shop when it comes to adding style and functionality to your vehicles. Owner and late model racer Mike Grunberg has 15 years of experience installing window tinting, cat skin leather, seat heaters, and seat coolers. There's a million accessories available. Ladder racks, trailer hitches, detailing, remote starters, and more. Precise Auto and Truck Accessories in Wisconsin Dells is a WeatherTech Diamond dealer. Bring your vehicle to the trusted guy, Mike Ruenberg at Precise Auto and Truck Accessories. Welcome back to the Racing Roundup Show. I'm Jim Trado. Glad to have you with us on this Tuesday evening. Make sure you watch our Saturday TV show on CW18 Milwaukee. You can watch it online as well at CW18Milwaukee.com when it airs live. Hey, this portion of our show is brought to you by BMRE Electric Carts in Random Lake. An average of 20 Icon electric and gas golf carts are in stock, including the new delivery of the 2026 Icon X 6-passenger cart, along with e-bikes and scooters in your choice of colors. BMRE is located in Random Lake. They have Klotz synthetic lubricants. They have Wabam products. Brad Miller is Wisconsin's only Icon gas and electric golf cart dealer. Check out their Facebook page, BMRE Electric Carts Company. After $5 gift card if you're one of our audience winners tonight after the show. We have 2 tickets to any Sunday night racing at Slinger Super Speedway. We have Anderson's maple syrup bottles. We have a die-cast collectible signed by Bill Baylog. I got a list here going. I'm telling you, it's a long list. Pat Haney, thank you, Pat. He brought us some great stuff last week. Some racing programs, some racing vintage Badger Midget programs tonight. He brought us 5 1959 or 1960 Midwest Racing News. Yeah, the actual paper. They were averaging 149 miles per hour in the Indy 500 field. That kind of racing news you can kind of relive, as Pat brought those to share with us, as well as an Earnhardt Career collectible book, so that's kind of a cool thing. We also have cans of Wabam Superior Surface products. We got a can of Blast All-Purpose Cleaner and a can of Shine Protective Coating. We'll give that away tonight. You also can join us for some Hot Wheels, racing tees, and hats. We've got a lot of cool stuff to give away. Just be here at the show at Pauly's 81st and Greenfield for tonight's program and hang out with us. It's time for our Anderson's Pure Maple Syrup Racing Spotlight. We highlight a short track driver or a series or someone that's important in racing. This driver is really important in racing. He's racing now full-time in the World of Outlaws for the team that he owns, B Squared Motorsports, currently 10th in the point standings in the World of Outlaws. Let's welcome in Anderson's Pure Maple Syrup sponsored sprint car driver, the Alaskan Assassin or the North Pole Nightmare, whatever you want to call him, live via the phone. Let's welcome in Bill Baylog. Bill, thanks for joining us on the Racing Roundup Show. How are you?
Oh, great. Yeah. Thank you guys for having me.
It's been a busy year, man.
I couldn't make it.
That's okay.
The weather has been unreal here. So
you're in Heartland. What's the weather like now? We're in West Ellis. What are we expecting in 20 minutes? Coming through, I'm guessing.
I think it doesn't look like it's going to nail you guys for a little bit maybe. But, yeah, we're kind of right in the middle of this pretty bad cell. So it's been hailing, and we still got all our windows on, but they're all still in the house, so that's good. But, yeah, a little hail and definitely a big storm we're in right now, so it's kind of a little spooky.
Yeah, for those who may not know, Bill is from North Pole, Alaska, moved to Wisconsin. Actually, started racing on pavement back in the day in Alaska, but more known as the 10-time IRA champion, more known as now a World of Outlaws full-timer. Your shop is still in Heartland, Wisconsin. There's a lot to do here, 13 races into the season. We're glad we got you between what would be called, Midwest races, Peabody last weekend and Jacksonville this Friday night. Is it as busy as expected? Is anything coming to be normal for you now in this full-time run with the best of the best in the World of Outlaws?
Yeah, it's just been, trying to find time to, not work on race cars 100% of the time. But no, it's been really busy. It's been definitely keeps me out of trouble. That's what I like to say. So, yeah, I like kind of getting used to it. Didn't have much of an off season, and but we built some extra cars, and we actually put together a new car for Peabody and wrecked it. So we're kind of back behind a little bit again, but we have lots of help, a lot of people willing to help us. So, yeah, just been doing that and trying to stay up on it to make sure that, we can be as competitive as possible. And, but no, I got to thank everyone that's helped us just build that car. Now it's junk, but we were doing another one, and there's Kevin Hinnage, Colin Sivia, Kevin Engel, Dennis, my brother-in-law's here. I have a friend Nathan here, and yeah, I'm probably forgetting people. Rocky John, he's
here tonight, hanging out with us.
Oh,
yeah.
Hey John, yeah, yeah, he's ran parts around for us. We had some stuff going on with the trailer, and there's always something. But yeah, Jim and Sandra, they've always, they've been running us around to the airports and doing a lot of stuff to help. So yeah, it's been pretty interesting.
And when it comes to racing, Bill, it does take a lot of people. But I'm looking at the schedule. You mentioned wrecking a car you built for Peabody, a 2-night show this past weekend. I'm looking ahead. There's no slowdown. I mean, you've got races upcoming on Friday, Saturday, then Tuesday. Coming in May, I mean, we're going we're going right from the month of May starts after you go to Knoxville for 2 nights. I mean, this is a busy, active schedule. How much do you plan for a specific race night? How much do you have to leapfrog and look 3 races ahead, kind of thing? What kind of process is that for you and your group of guys and gals?
Yeah, I guess as far as like equipment and stuff goes, we put together, our nice triple X cars, and then, we run them at every racetrack. So it's nice to continue on with that same car as long as you can, and the same kind of, the same engine shocks, all that kind of stuff. And then you can build on that. And then when that stuff gets tore up, you kind of got to start over a little bit. But yeah, I think now we're more in the RV part of the schedule. So the plane tickets aren't as big a deal. Obviously you got to plan ahead for all that kind of stuff, which is, it's nice to get help with that too, because I'm not the sharpest tool in the shed, so it takes me a little bit to plan all that stuff. But I don't know.
Some guys have owners that just say, okay, you 3 guys, you go. Here's the credit card. Do what you need to do. We'll fly whoever needs to fly. We'll get this and going, that going. You're in a group of racers that I want to say. I'm looking at the point standings. I can't believe there's like 17, 18 full-time guys, and not every one of them has made every feature. You're one of, I think, 12 drivers that made every feature, thank goodness. But it's a tough road to hoe, man, when it talks about getting the right stuff and being on top of your game. It does not slow down at all for you guys. I mentioned about this Friday Jacksonville, this Saturday Tri-State Speedway in Homestead, and then you roll right up to Knoxville Raceway in Iowa, April 24, 25. And I want to refer to that month of May. Starts Friday at Attica, Saturday at Sheridan, Ohio, Lincoln Speedway on a Tuesday, then it's off to Williams Grove. I mean, it's a big boy game. My goodness.
All super cool racetracks. We're getting used to some of them ones that are maybe a little bit, they're just a little bit odd or whatever. So definitely each one has its own characteristic, and it's the challenge of all that is kind of what makes it exciting. I always focus on, I think we talked about this a little bit before, but just focus on the race car, how to make it better. If you don't give yourself something to drive, it's really hard. I mean, it can be really tough, and it can be dangerous. You gotta, keep it on all 4 wheels. And if you don't quite have the car there, it can be really tough. But I love. I can't say I love Knoxville, but I like it a lot more than I used to. So it's a difficult place. You could kind of think you could just hold it wide open around there and steer around there, but it's probably one of the tougher places to race. And each one, like I said, has its own characteristic. Hobstadt that's coming up, that's going to be, it's different. So it's, completely the polar opposite of Knoxville. So, but I think the key is, try to get good everywhere. And then, I'm 10th in points is sort of a little bit further down the list than I'd like to be, but there's some tough cookies in there, so I'm not too disappointed with that. And then hopefully we can maybe move up a couple spots if we can just get going a little bit. We did have to use a couple provisionals already, which wasn't good. That was some of these races there's a little bit of desperation because we got to get to where we have some more provisionals. But it's been exciting. It's been fun.
And within all of this, you have sponsorship obligations with Anderson's Pure Maple Syrup, made in Cumberland, Wisconsin. Been a supporter of yours for quite a few years. Part of their sponsorship with you is the outgrowth and the outreach you get to do with your race team. So how much time do you devote to even the merch designs or getting to a track a day early to support a grocery store appearance, that kind of thing? What kind of percentage of time is that with sponsor commitments for you while you're chasing the Outlaws full time?
Yeah, we have a lot going on with the sponsors. We have I think we have like 30 sponsors, and Anderson is sort of our primary sponsor, and then we have just so many people that help us. So whatever we can do, it's tough to make a lot of special trips or whatever, but yeah, definitely love the support. We couldn't do it without them people. I know it sounds kind of cliche, but it truly is. We kind of race off T-shirt money and sponsorship money, and you can't really rely on purse money. And it kind of at some point we'd like to turn a profit. That's kind of be nice too. So yeah, they've been great to us, Steve, and we got lots of people that help us. With the shop, KSI Supply. Yeah, just a lot of people that have really helped us out to get to this level. And yeah, just a dream come true for me, really.
We've had the pleasure of having Bill Bailey on our program, I think, at least once a year the last 10 years, I feel like, through the process of you being the only postage, the package stuffer, the postage deliverer, the check taker for merch. I'm guessing the plan's a little different now, I hope. There's a new designs on the website. I saw it on socials. Where can we find the merch to help keep you going up and down the road?
Yeah, it's just on BillBailog.com. Natalie's always been sort of behind that. I should mention, she's really the reason why we even run this series. I never thought I could or was capable, and with all her help and support and her family, they really did a lot for me. And I just definitely appreciate everything that she's done. I mean, she's just been great. But T-shirts, website, all that stuff she's behind all that. I mean, I can't take any credit for any of that stuff.
Well, great to have that support team. And your boys, how often are they going to get to go along? Do they have to wait till school's out, or are they sneaking off on weekends like Jacksonville this coming Friday night?
They're going to go here a little bit here and there. I think we might put Dylan in a crate Wilmot winged car for a test and maybe even a couple races. So got a lot of work to do on that.
Well, Chris Klemko has one car for every division at Wilmot, so I would think he would not miss if you took one of his, right? Is that the plan?
I'm at
Chris's car?
Least going to steal one of his engines. Yeah, he offered that. I need that for sure. And then, there's some logistical things and some stuff that the Klemko racing team, they're willing to help us. And that's kind of why we're going to do that.
Yeah,
so.
Wow.
And it's going to be cool. And I think Dylan's at the age where he can, because he did the junior sprints and the karts, and then now he's been out of it for a while. So it's kind of time to get going with that again. And I think he could be a really good driver. But yeah, we'll see. That's
amazing. I didn't know your boys are that old, but apparently I'm a few laps down, because I remember the Beaver Dam Tuesday night kart racing, and then you mentioned the mini sprint. I mean, it's been a while. I'm sure he's probably chomping at the bit. Does he sit in the car and help you bleed the brakes or anything? It's like, okay, Dad, what do I need to do now?
Yeah. No, he helps a lot. I mean, definitely getting him, get some of that mechanical stuff, just the wrench sizes and drilling holes and all that kind of stuff I think that's pretty important to do. So he helps a lot, and so does Cole. He's been great. I don't think Cole's going to be real interested in driving right now, but I kind of want to see how Dylan can do in that crate, in a winged full-size sprint car. So he's 15, and I guess if he can get around there halfway decent, maybe we could do something a little bit more.
Sounds like fun. Sounds like more stress for Dad, but that's okay too, because you think he's ready, and that's all that matters, right?
Oh no, it's going to be horrible that way, but he deserves it, so I'm going to give him a shot at it.
That's exciting. Hey, I can't thank you enough for joining us on the show. You got a lot going on. Regardless of the weather, we'd love to have you involved in the show when you can make it. We understand you can't make it tonight, but love to have you, and when your schedule allows, and I'm saying that schedule is going to be really busy going forward. Another full-time season on the World of Outlaws schedule, and it's great to have a few minutes with you here tonight on the show. How about a big hand, everybody, for Bill Bailog joining us here in between races in the World of Outlaws at the shop tonight, but we'll hope to see him here in person real soon at the Racing Roundup show. Thanks, Bill.
Yeah, thank you, guys.
Appreciate it very much. Bill Bailog joining us on the program. Sponsored by Anderson's Pure Maple Syrup. We have a great sponsorship with them as well. We've got giveaways after the show, including the diecast, but also including some Anderson's Maple Syrup products. And it's great to know that you get a chance to enjoy one of Wisconsin's finest products. I'm telling you, it's nationwide. Get it at your favorite grocer, and we're glad to see that Bill was able to join us for the Anderson's Pure Maple Syrup Driver Spotlight tonight. We're rolling on this program. We are live at Polly's Pub and Eatery, 81st and Greenfield. Come on down and join the racing crowd. We're giveaways after the show, including tickets to Dells Raceway Park, where the action already began. The icebreaker was this past weekend. We're talking to Jerry Obby about all that happened and all that's going to come with NASCAR Regional Racing returning to Dells Raceway Park this summer. Stick around. This is the Racing Roundup Show.
Join the racing crowd every Tuesday night at 6 p.m. Central all season long. Contact us on our website, racingroundupshow.com. We'll be right back with more of the Upper Midwest and Wisconsin racing scene, NASCAR, and the world of motorsports.
Olson's Outdoor Power Equipment is a fully equipped parts, sales, and service dealer of quality mowers, snow throws, trimmers, chainsaws, and more. Olson services what they sell, does warranty service work on big box store mowers, and their expert service technicians are ready to get your equipment running right.
Put their stock parts department and friendly, knowledgeable staff to work for you. Visit the racers at Olson's Outdoor Power Equipment today at 14323 West College Avenue, just 1 mile east of Moreland Road in Muskego. Olson'sPower.com. Olson's Power Equipment.
At Automatic Transmission Design, we know your vehicle is important to you. When your transmission needs servicing, take it to the best. ATD in Germantown, Wisconsin. ATD understands how important it is to get your vehicle fixed right the first time. When you take your vehicle to ATD, our ASE trained technicians will run diagnostic tests to pinpoint the exact problem and answer any questions you may have before repairs begin. ATD has been providing high-quality, honest repairs to customers for over 15 years. We service all makes and models using the best parts and equipment available. When you come to ATD, you will get an honest assessment of the problem, simple explanations, experienced technicians, competitive pricing, high-quality parts, and their 100% guarantee. Money is not the goal at ATD. It is the result of fixing the problem and returning the vehicle to you. That is their goal. The next time your vehicle needs quality transmission service, give Charlie a call at 262-251-7777 or visit autotransdesign.com.
Organize like the pros with Hefner Racing Products. Take your trailer and shop to the next level with the best made and widest variety of storage and organizational accessories made right here in Wisconsin. Whatever you race or whatever the sport, Hefner Racing Products will have you dressed for success and ready to get the job done. Shop online now at hrpracing.com.
The Gravely Mower Series at Olson Outdoor Power is raising the bar on performance with smarter controls, longer run times, and more comfort. Add in layaway and financing from Olson's, and there's no lawn you can't conquer. Buy the best from the best. Gravely at Olson's Outdoor Power, Muskego.
And we are back on the Racing Roundup program. Glad to have you with us here on a Tuesday evening. We're back here next Tuesday. No, actually in 2 weeks we'll be back here on April 28th because next week we're on the road. Our first Johnson & Sons Paving Road Show is next Tuesday. We'll be at the Raceway Bar and Grill in Slinger. It's going to be a Slinger Super Speedway preview night, so we got a bunch of racers lined up to talk about how great it is going to be racing at Slinger on a Sunday night. That's next Tuesday night. It's the Johnson & Sons Paving Road Show presented by Oak Creek Automotive. The address is 711 East Washington Street. You can click on the address for directions from our schedule page on our website, racingroundupshow.com. Looking forward to seeing that. We'll be back here at Paulie's in 2 weeks' time. Looking forward to seeing you join us at the Racing Crowd. And more importantly, get your butt to the racetrack. We want you out there supporting some great racetracks, including one of the best in Wisconsin, Dells Raceway Park. Welcome back to the Racing Roundup program. Glad to have you with us on the show. It's been a lot of fun. Racing has already started here in the state of Wisconsin. What a great turnout of race cars. The enthusiasm was over the top this past weekend. Let's welcome in the man involved with Dells Raceway Park. He owns the place. He promotes the place. He lives there. I'm telling you, it's a great pleasure to have with us Jerry Aubie joining us on the show. Jerry, thanks for being part of the program.
Hey, Jim. Thanks for having me.
When it comes to the Dells Raceway Park, there's the 64th season opener for weekly racing is coming up. But this past weekend was a big race featuring 3 awesome divisions.
Always a great way to start the season with the super late models, the Midwest Truck Series, and the 602 late models. Everybody represents pretty well.
And when it comes to the 602 Outlaw late models, there were 20-some cars. There were 30 trucks. There were over 30 super late models. You get to have a chance to pick the schedule, and I want to say it's a healthy, beautiful schedule. When it comes to the race divisions you have coming, you've got national INX races coming for Legends and Bandoleros that race for national points. You have a chance to bring in drifting during the autumn motion in May. My goodness, that schedule is pretty packed. How long does it take to get a schedule so detailed together for a given season?
Well, it really doesn't take that long because Greg McCarnes actually started me off on that with the training. It all starts with Oktoberfest, actually. You work the year backwards from Oktoberfest because it depends where Labor Day runs. And then we work that all back, and you get the Midwest Tour race Labor Day weekend always at the Dells. And then the openers, that's up to me, but the opener always revolves around when Easter. Easter could be early or late, and then Slinger and Madison fall in after that.
Wow, that sounds easy. Not easy, though.
I'm telling you, Greg McCarnes worked this out a long time ago, and I got to give him all the credit for it. All we got to do is figure out when the hell we're running Oktoberfest, and the rest of it works.
Well, it seems like the racers are responding. Let's talk Super Lates for a moment. The Alive for 5 series is great. It's sponsored by Wagner Automotive, presented every race. This past Sunday was a $5,000 100-lap race at Dells Raceway Park, the first of 5 points races. And I'm telling you, the level of competition is amazing. Luke Fenhaus won the icebreaker for the third time, which has never been done before?
First three-time winner. Ty Majeski won it back-to-back a couple years ago, and Luke's our first three-time winner.
He started the year racing in Daytona in the O'Reilly Series race. You've got a lot to take credit for because these drivers are committing to all 5 races at the Alive for 5. It's not every Saturday at Dells Raceway Park, but those dates you picked out, man, they are going to be dedicated and packed. Now let's talk about the 602 Outlaw late models. They're NASCAR Regional Series.
Yes, they are.
And these cars are affordable, and it seems like a lot more people are building these cars saying, I want to race with Jerry at Dells Raceway Park.
Yeah, it's been a great thing. A couple years ago, we had the tour going around the other racetracks, and we're still working on that. That gets to be a lot because it's the opposite of what the series was built for. The series was budget-minded, so you didn't have to travel. You didn't have all the extra expense, but the guys really like running the Dells with the cars. The cars work good up there. We broke the track record again. One of the Berge kids broke the track record, Tanner.
Yeah.
He's been on your show before.
He has, yeah.
On Sunday. And, I mean, they're actually faster right now. The 602 NASCAR late models are faster than our weekly late models, but I'm sure Mike Litchfield and Nick Nolden will have something to say about that come opening night. I cheated. The track was really good this weekend. Really good.
When it comes to weekly division of racing, when you go to Dells Raceway Park on a Saturday night, you're going to see NASCAR late models, NASCAR 602 Outlaw late models, NASCAR modifieds, NASCAR sportsman, plus hobby stocks, street stocks. You've got other divisions that come in and go. You've got the High School Racing Association, you've got Bandoleros, you've got Legends, you've got CWRA. On a given Saturday, this is a full show, and you do it right. You get it in, you get it on, you get it over, and the NASCAR sanction. I want to talk about that for a moment because Mike Litchfield was your champion last year, and he's recognized nationally by NASCAR. How important is that to you and your racers?
Well, everybody questioned me when I went to NASCAR, and I'm telling you, they are a great partner to deal with. I know everybody throws stones at the way things are going nowadays, up and down with the crowds and stuff at the big events, but you know what? They still know how to do the programs, and they still know how to take care of short trackers. And the new president, met with him the other day, and he wants to work the program, reinvigorate the short track program from the ground up. Yep. So we're starting with the local tracks. Mike got, $12,000, $14,000 last year for winning the championship at the Dells from NASCAR. I mean, couldn't ask for more. And then Jacob Gady won a few features there, wound up winning the national championship, took home over $40,000. Our point fund alone for the top, I believe it was 10 drivers in each division that NASCAR sanctioned, they gave over $30,000 in prizes and awards away.
And considering the fact that Jacob Gady out of Minnesota was the national champ for the second time, by racing at Dells Raceway Park, he earned regional points that got him that championship. Mike Litchfield, by racing primarily at Dells Raceway Park, scored 6th best in late models across the country. That's an impressive tally. So this is the kind of competition that we get to, again, we're spoiled by here in Wisconsin when it comes to racing at Dells Raceway Park. We talk about the specials of Alive for 5. We talk about the names that you continue to honor. I want to touch on those. If you heard these names in the past or currently, they're honored each year by special events. Nabelfeld, Deachens, Walbeck, Jim Sauter. There's race nights you guys have dedicated to these great individuals, and it really brings a lot of race fans back to the track, but more importantly, want to keep those traditions alive, and it's a great way to do that through the memorial races for these guys.
Yes, but from my growing up in the 60 years of my life, the Dells has been around 64 years, and these are the people I grew up with. Larry Diggens was one of the nicest people you could ever meet. I knew when Scott and Ron Wimmer came down and bought one of my first late models from me, which was a Sauter car at the time, and Scott got involved in limited late model racing. I got to meet them. They came down in Trickles Hauler. They bought Trickles Hauler. And, so I've known the Wimmer family for years, and we became really good friends, over the last decades, right? And so now I had the opportunity when Wausau Speedway closed to host the Diggens Memorial, right? And then I talked to Margot, his daughter, Larry's daughter.
Yep.
And she said, could we get that as a Live for 5 race maybe this year? I said, absolutely. I never thought you'd ask.
Yeah, that's awesome. So Larry Deachens, one of the Wisconsin legends, was taken too early in a racing accident. His in-laws are the Wimmers, and this racing is full circle. Jerry's been involved in every element of it. I love the fact that a racer is pointing the way and directing us on a given Saturday at Dells Raceway Park. And you've also taken on the tradition of the National Short Track Championships. Rockford Speedway closed, and you brought that on. You brought that in-house. That is September 25 and 26 this year. That's recognizing a lot of great racing that racers don't get a chance to race at Dells much, but it's a great festival of speed over those 2 days. That tradition carries on, too. Talk about how special that is, hosting these racers from all over the place once a year.
Well, that's just another deal that just came into my event. When Rockford Speedway closed, I was talking to David, and he was like, I don't know what to do with the short tracks. I want to keep it going. And, Jack was involved, Chuck was involved, and everything else. And I'm like, nobody asked me. And they're like, would you like to host that? I said, absolutely. Because that area for Rockford Speedway, a lot of the northern guys couldn't ever make it down for that. Mm-hmm. Now they can make it right at Dells Raceway.
We're talking about guys from Norway, guys from La Crosse can make it to Dells. Yeah.
Right, yeah. Quite a new mix. We get a lot of Rockford people. Of course, they come up, race Jefferson Speedway, too, with Terry Tucker, and they're racing with us. And, the whole Dairy family came up, the last couple of years, Sue, and it was just wonderful. It felt really good. So I'm proud to have it. That's something I dreamed about. I remember when that was first time I went to Rockford Speedway. I actually went to the National Short Track Championships, as a very young man with my mother, and she took a couple of my buddies down with us, and I was in awe of the whole situation, and I've grown up, and it's always been very special to me.
The tradition continues. The 64th season opener for the NASCAR Weekly Racing is on Saturday, May 2nd at Dells Raceway Park. It is a show place. The food is awesome. The fans are excited. It's a lot of fun. We encourage you to join us. I say us because I was at Dells Raceway Park over the weekend. I plan on going back many times this summer. Make the trip. Make the challenge. You can camp on site. It's a lot of fun. The website to go to is Dells Raceway Park. Jerry Obby, thanks for joining us here on the show.
Absolutely. By caramba. Better racing, better food, better entertainment. Dells Raceway Park.
You got that.
All right.
You know what? That was for TV. I want to talk about food now. Can I talk for a few more minutes about food?
I don't know. I thought you were kicking me out.
I was. That was just for TV. You'll get to see Jerry reenact that fancy cell line. You hear that? He got excited.
I just made up that. It must have been the Busch Lights. So.
T-shirts. Got to put that on a T-shirt now. Tracy, you got that written down, the way you said it, and the exaggeration and the big words?
It's actually Woodman's line, but yeah.
We can adapt to anything. It's called complimentary. You're flattering them. Jose's Mexican food in the food truck. Awesome. You got a snow cone machine on site. They make ice snow. You've got popcorn. You've got awesome concessions. That takes a lot of work, doesn't it, to get everybody cooking? It does. Everybody cooking, literally, on the right page.
The whole racetrack takes a lot of work to put everything together, and there's so many moving pieces. And I brought in outside vendors to help. The Dells Raceway Park, when it was remodeled from the original configuration, what Mr. Wares had it, as everyone knows, they put up all these new buildings, and they built it for a crowd. Well, they made it too small. The concession stands and stuff, that really serves about, 1,200-1,500 people is about the max. So we can now see, I bought the seats from Wausau, from Ron Wimmer, and put them up in turn 4. So now we can seat 5,500 people. That's the largest capacity we've ever had there. So the concession stands and the restrooms, we went to Beaver Dam. We bought all the extra porta potties they had when they closed, and worked on the septic. But the concessions, I need the food vendors to come in to help with the lines. I don't like long lines. I never like waiting in long lines. And so that's what they're really there for. And they're good quality and something different. It's not just you get a hamburger at our stand. Well, Jose's not serving hamburger. He's got, the Mexican food. And Stella's
like 25 different things you can buy.
Yeah, and Stella in the snow cone trailer, she's got all kinds of other things. She's got a different special every week. And and they do such a good job. I don't have to worry about them. They just take care of stuff.
So I want to talk about camping. Camping on site is something you've adapted, and I know that it's something you probably need to reserve ahead of time, and probably the best way to do it is online, right?
Yes, absolutely.
How many slots you got? How big is the space?
Well, I only have 16 spots available.
Okay.
So, a couple, was it last summer? It was last summer, July 4th weekend. I got the notice. Somebody didn't like it, so it shut us down. No overnight parking the way we had it.
Okay.
Because you look around the other speedways other than Oktoberfest, that's the only campground we have in Wisconsin. The rest of the tracks all got overnight parking.
Okay.
Well, I couldn't have that anymore at Dells Raceway Park because it was in violation of some ordinance, obviously, that somebody dreamed up. So I went to the state and I says, look, here we go. Why can't I have this? Had a state representative come out. Next thing you know, I'm a state licensed campground for the weekends, for the races. So I got the state licensed campground thing. I got the marked out stalls, but everybody's got a nice wide 30-foot stall, So there's plenty of room, but I got 16 stalls that are official. So that's what we have. They sell out pretty quick every weekend.
Yeah.
You buy them. I usually put them on. If the race is May 2nd, the sale ends on the campsites on May 1st on the tickets.
Sure. Yep.
and you buy a 2-day pass, and I just charge usually $25 a night, and then that's it, And I just want to be able to have people come there.
Yes.
The whole time when I was racing and I'd come up there was motorhomes left and right all over the parking lot. And, regulations.
Yeah.
Here we are.
I'm glad you have that to offer to folks.
So
as
it's
well.
worth more money now if you wanted to buy the Dells Raceway. It's now a state licensed campground, and I think we got room for solar panel farm in the back. Greg's got his junkyard back there for the Earnhardt cars and stuff, but I think we could really store some boats back there.
Yeah.
So
a couple double deckers, maybe 3 stories of boats.
Yeah.
Well, there's a lot of water in the Dells. A lot of water rides.
Yeah, a lot of water at the Dells. It's the water park capital of the world, and that's where we were this weekend, I'll tell you.
Had a little rain on Saturday, a little more rain on Sunday.
We got it in, though. Did you notice? Maybe you didn't notice, but, I seen the forecast coming in. I promised the guys it was supposed to quit raining at 10 o'clock. 11 o'clock, it's still pouring cats and dogs, right?
On which day?
On Sunday.
Okay.
On my rain day.
So on Saturday, it was sunshine. I'm like, great. I promised Jerry we'd get sunshine on the drive to Dells on Saturday, and then the weather changed.
And then the monsoon came in for that.
Yeah.
And then it was cold, very cold.
Yep.
So Sunday looked like 70 degrees and fairly nice day. Well, at 6:21 a.m., the forecast changed, and I only had a window to about 3:45 p.m. So I started adjusting the program, trimming it down, told the drivers, we're going to get hot laps fired up at 11. We're going to get the race going, the icebreaker at 2 o'clock, like advertised. Then we'll run the truck feature, then the 602 late models, and we'll be wrapped up and out of here by 4.
Yep.
That was the plan.
Yep.
And 11 o'clock, it's still pouring rain. And I'm like, holy cow. All right, so we had called the drivers' meeting. We stopped hot laps. We eliminated hot laps from the program. We went right to qualifying. We did group qualifying to get everything up. Super late miles normally don't do that.
And the teams had Friday to practice. They also got some Saturday practice.
Oh, yeah. Everybody was practiced out.
Right.
They were practiced out. And so at the drivers' meeting, they actually suggested, Jeff Storm's the one that brought it up. He goes, just let us group qualify and be done with it. I says, well, absolutely. You guys want to do that? I haven't done that since the Bandoleros last year. And they're like, yeah, we'll do it. All right. So we grouped the cars. They went out, qualified. Everything went well. And so had opening ceremonies and fired off the truck last chance race about 1:30. Started a little early with that. And then we brought out the super late model field for the Icebreaker 100. Lined them up in the front straightaway. Eric did a fabulous job announcing the drivers. We started right at 2 o'clock. Finished that race in about 32 minutes. Went right into the truck race. That lasted about 30 minutes as well. And then we went into the 602 feature, ran that. And as John DeAngelis was crossing the line, taking the checkered flag, it just opened up and poured. So half the field finished under rain.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and only 2 guys spun out. So, we did all right.
Yeah, so they got a free car wash out of the deal,
Yeah,
too.
free car wash. Yeah. John DeAngelis took his pictures in a rainstorm in Victory Lane. But rain was supposed to be at 3:45. At 3:41, I think the skies broke open. So I was off by 4 minutes, but I had it pretty close.
Great. And that's why you want to own a racetrack. That's why I want a guy like Jerry to run your racetrack. If you own it, put Jerry in charge of stuff that he has to worry about. My goodness, that's a lot to juggle and handle. And
a one-day show turned into a 3-day show, and I wasn't going to let everybody go home without seeing racing, without racing their cars. Everybody put too much time and effort. I didn't really care. Everybody's like, well, what are you going to do about a crowd? What are you going to? I didn't really. That wasn't the least part of my mind. My goal was to get that race in so we didn't have to, bring anybody back. Everybody didn't have to waste money on gas, travel time, so we got the race in. The crowd was happy, had a lot of good comments about it. Everybody was really thrilled that we shortened the format and it went as well as it would. It was fantastic races. Luke Fenhaus, coming back up, winning his 3rd race. And Ty Majeski calls me up Saturday night and he says, are you going to qualify? I says, absolutely. I'm going to see if I can make it. Well, then Toby couldn't get the damn car done, so that's on Toby.
Toby was there on Saturday.
Yeah, well, he's working on the wrong car.
Okay, all right.
So Ty says he couldn't get it done, so otherwise Ty was going to come. I got Ty coming for a couple races. He's coming for the Degens race, and he's coming for the Jim Sauter Classic this year for sure.
Awesome. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of passion behind it. And the energy, like guys like Ryan, I mean, you got a great staff there that really do a great job.
Absolutely. We have over 70 employees. Ryan is one of my few full-time employees because, we just it's hard.
You need it, yeah.
Yeah, you need everybody's help on a Saturday. And Ryan takes care of all the, lets me know every morning what the hell's going on, what tree fell on what. And he takes care of the grounds and the track, and we prepped. We got a new FOD bus, and it was supposed to be here a couple weeks ago, and it shows up.
What's a FOD bus?
Yeah, there you go. What's a FOD bus?
Yeah.
Well, at Daytona, you'll see them now. They pull behind the trucks. It's about an 8-foot wide carpet thing with scrapers on it and rollers and all this stuff, and they use them at airports now. And the guy at PRI says, Jerry, you got to have this. It's going to clean your track. You don't need blowers and sweepers. This is it, right? So I gave it to him. I says, look, I bought you a new toy. And Ryan sat there and figured it out, read the instructions. We got it all set up, and then we didn't have nothing to pull it with. So I took my truck down in the infield, and I says, well, let's try this. So Friday night after practice, Thursday night I think it was, we went out and set it all up and cleaned the track. And, oh, my gosh, does that thing work.
So it's like taking a carpet. That material is made specifically for track cleanup, but it's like a carpet you drag behind a truck, right?
Yeah, and it's got these little scoops in it that dig into the ground, so they're all beveled, and it picks up everything. And then it traps it into this net, and then you empty it. Well, I thought you'd go around 4 or 5 times and empty it. No, we got to empty it pretty much every lap, especially when you get up in the rubber, the burn-off area up in the upper grooves.
Which is awesome for racing.
Right. And you can probably get 2 laps out of it on the bottom, but it didn't miss anything. Hood pins, nuts, bolts, screws, it got everything. And the track was super clean. Ryan's prepped the track on Friday morning with our LP7, our traction compound in the second groove. And it was super fast. We broke the track record so many times in practice. I think the top almost.
Congratulations!
The top 10, 6 or 8 of them were below the Ty Majeski's and their track record. So anyway, it worked. And the biggest thing about up in the Dells, I got to tell you, the dust, the sand, the wind, it blows it on there. So, and I remember from racing, hot summer days, sand's blowing on the track. Track's always a little greasy, a little messy. All right. Well, this thing picks it up, right? So now we don't have no sand marbles to run. So sand's just like driving on oil dry, right? So we don't have no oil dry to worry about because that sweeper does such a good job.
Wow.
And the track was fabulous. And when they said, the track was fast, I'm like, yeah, guys always say that in the spring. And I looked at the times and wait a minute, there's a 0. There's another 0. There's a 0. There's a 0. And I'm like, I'm thinking we should have 2s and 3s if they're hollering it's fast, and they're in the 0. So I'm like, yeah, I'm in trouble because I told them if they break the track record, it's another $500. Well, I'm like, only one guy gets that. Not everybody that breaks the track record gets $500. So anyway, it all worked out well.
That's awesome.
So I'm happy with that purchase.
Saturday, May 2nd is the opener, the 64th season opener at Dells Raceway Park. If you couldn't tell, I'm pretty excited. I was excited because the energy I felt in the pits on Saturday. I walked through the pits twice before qualifying started. I'm like, I'm not getting in the way of anybody. It's time to get this serious. So I was watching the people in the pits doing their job, but more importantly, they're happy to be there. You had them lined up. You had their pit stalls assigned. They were ready to go. They were there Friday, got their stuff dialed in. So Saturday's like a fine-tuning thing, but I felt the energy of the pits, and I can't say that enough times that I felt enthused by what was in the pit area, and then I went in the grandstands, and those fans were fired up, man. They are ready for racing at Dells Raceway Park.
I did not want to disappoint anybody.
Yep. You did a great job doing just that.
And so.
Great job.
Thanks. Dells Raceway Park. Better prices, better food, better entertainment.
There you go. Jerry Alb, everybody. Thanks again for joining us, Jerry.
Thank you.
DellsRacewayPark.com is the website. We have Dean Strom on the way with the Modified Security Solutions Short Track Report. And John T. Piazza is talking about some drag racing. He goes for big money bracket racing. There's a $75,000 to win race in June we maybe get to touch on. Yep, that's on the way on the Racing Roundup Show. We're live at Paulie's. Stick around. We'll be right back.
Thanks for tuning in to the Racing Roundup Show. Check out our website, RacingRoundupShow.com, and like our show on Facebook. Join us on Twitter and Instagram at Racing Roundup. We're coming right back after these messages from our awesome show sponsors.
Danny Lynch's at the corner of Highway 100 and Lincoln is a great place to watch NASCAR races, Packer games, Brewer games, and to meet up with your friends. Joey and Jim Lynch pride themselves on their friendly hospitality and welcome Racing Roundup listeners to stop in to watch all the races on their 14 TVs and flat screens. Danny Lynch's at the corner of Highway 100 and Lincoln has been a longtime supporter of racers, including National Road Racing Motorcycle Champion Dan Belansky. Relax around the big neighborhood bar with 2 pool tables and dartboards surrounded by TVs. Whether you're meeting up before the game, want to watch the races with race fans, or just want to grab a cold one, head to Danny Lynch's at the corner of Highway 100 Lincoln and West Dallas.
427-1000 American Foundation.
When your foundation is in need of repair, you need three things: an honest opinion, quality work, and fair prices. Call American.
Trust and dedication. That's American Foundation.
Call American right now for huge savings.
427-1000. American Foundation.
Bobby Gutnick and the technicians at Oak Creek Automotive on South 27th Street in Drexel are experts in automotive repair. For 35 years and counting, the Napa Certified Car Care Center at Oak Creek Automotive handles emission testing, tires, and complete auto, truck, and SUV repair. From oil changes to transmission replacement. 414-761-3250 to schedule your free inspection appointment. For all your vehicle repair needs, head to South 27th in Drexel to the experts at Oak Creek Automotive.
Welcome back to the Racing Roundup Show. For 42 years and counting, your home for all things motorsports when it comes to Wisconsin, the Upper Midwest, and the national racing scene. We covered all: 2 wheels, 4 wheels, doesn't have to have wheels. As long as there's a motor and a number on the side, we will talk about it, including boat racing. Yep, we've done that before. I've actually been on a D-Sport, D-Stock. I got a picture of me back in the day on a D-Stock. Thank you, Sam Hempa, John Pusto. Another story for another time, but it's been a long time we've had a chance to have fun with you on this program. I want to thank our great support from the Midwest Truck Series for bringing us this segment of our program. They're supported by Norris Tavern and The Hill, 2 great Cleaver family-owned establishments in Wisconsin. Congrats to Blake Brown for winning the Icebreaker 50 at Dells Raceway Park. Next up for the truckers is the Joe Shear Classic 36, presented by Bullseye Games on Sunday, May 3rd. That's at Madison, along with the ASA Midwest Tour. For all the latest news and series info, stay tuned to our show and visit MidwestTruckSeries.com. Our sponsor highlight tonight, we want to talk about some great sponsors. We love having them involved in the program. Thank you to Bonafide Security Solutions, Rapina Realty, HRP, Hefner Racing Products, Kenosha County Fairgrounds and Wilmot Raceway, CK Contractors, Madison International Speedway, the Midwest Truck Series, BMR Electric Carts, and LD's Barbecue, among other sponsors we have. Thanks to them. Their logos are on our website. Click on them, support them, tell them you heard it on the show or saw it. RacingRoundupShow.com is our website. And we are happy to be joined once again in 2026 by our next guest / reporter / expert. Let's welcome in for a little bit of TV time here, because our own Bill Holland is out on assignment with a family obligation. So we got some time for our Saturday TV show. So the first few minutes we spend with our next guest. Here we go in 3, 2, 1. Welcome back to the Racing Roundup Show. Glad to have you with us. I'm Jim Trade, along with Dean Strom. Dean, it's been fun having you along for the ride. You've gotten to host the show. You've gotten to call races across the country. And, man, we have a bunch of fun on this show.
It is. It's a lot of fun. For 42 years, Jim. Straight 42 years. Can you believe that?
I can.
That's a big number.
You've been around racing a little longer than that. But how much fun do we have calling races?
We do. We have so much fun, don't we? And it's. I think we have so much fun because we're genuinely passionate about short track racing, which is what we cover here, among other things, on the Racing Roundup Show, as we said, for 42 years. But it's how cool is it to do this in front of a live audience?
Yeah.
Hang with race fans. Win prizes, have the opportunity to win prizes.
Right, not everybody wins, but most do on a Tuesday night. Yeah.
Some Tuesday nights, we have race cars out here in front of Paulie's. We're here at Paulie's Pub and Eatery most Tuesday nights.
Yep.
81st and Greenfield, right across from the Milwaukee Mile.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of just seems like a natural fit, doesn't it?
Yeah, and the fun part of it is Dean and I have gotten to do some pretty cool things because we got to work at the Milwaukee Mile. We got the chance to do public address at different tracks. Dean worked at Hills Corner Speedway. I got to work at the Mile for a while. I mean, we got involved in racing as like a job. But, man, we love not having the job anymore. We got a job to do. It's called having fun. Calling races. Where are you going to be calling races this year, Dean?
Having fun with a capital F.
Yes.
Yes. I'll be at Slinger Super Speedway most Sunday nights. I'll be at covering the Midwest Tour, the ASA Midwest Tour for Track TV. I know we get to work together a few times there on Track TV for some of the big races. A lot of fun. It'll be good.
So when it comes to Slinger Speedway, they're hosting the first Midwest Tour race. What are you going to be doing?
It's kind of a coincidence, right? Ironic that the 2026 Slinger Speedway starts the same day and the same location as the ASA Midwest Tour. I'll be on Track TV covering the things on Track TV. Going to be joined by a guest driver, a driver analyst.
You got to be there in person to see it, to hear it. Track TV is a streaming service, but more importantly, you've got a bunch of fun things planned this summer.
Yes.
When it comes to racing, Dean, your dad was a Hall of Famer in the Southeastern Wisconsin Short Track Hall of Fame.
Yep.
You've been around it for a long time. I just like the idea we get to hang out with the racers on a Tuesday night because you get to travel, I get to travel, And, man, this is like a place to be, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It really is. It's all racing people. Paulie's rolls out the red carpet for us. We take the show on the road half a dozen, maybe 8 times a year. That's always fun because the crowds really come out when we go to a new location. As I said, there's cars outside. A lot of times you can bring the kids down. You can sit in those race cars because the racers are right here. They're on the show and say, hey, I want to go sit in your race car. Will Power did that once.
Will Power
here.
sat in a sprint car. IndyCar driver. Daytona Indy 500 champion, Will Power sat in a sprint car. He was like, I got to try this thing.
Was it a mini sprint?
I think it
was a mini sprint, yeah. We had to fold them up to get them in there.
It was mini, exactly. Can you tell we have fun? We love this show. We love to have you be part of it. Our website to find out the schedule to join us in person, not just here on Saturdays, but on Tuesday nights, is racingroundupshow.com. Look for the schedule page. And that will be perfect on timing. Dean is going to be here as often as your schedule allows. I mean, a lot of stuff going on and planned this summer, Dean.
I had election party to go to last night. It was the first time, last Tuesday. Yeah. It was the first time I've ever been to an election party.
How was that?
It's nothing like you see on TV.
Was it a party? Or are you just saying that?
The bar
there
was
are political
open.
parties involved.
The bar was open.
Oh, okay.
They had the election results called in by 8:30.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
We knew who the mayor of Muskego was by 8:30.
Wow. That's amazing.
It was. That's crazy.
Wow. As a former elected official, I can understand the expedience and excitement of that.
Yeah, it was fun.
He's been elected. I've not been elected. I've been certified, but not elected. Dean, what's going on in the world of short track racing?
Jim, it's time for the Bonafide Security Solutions Short Track Report. See the racers at Team Bonafide for custom-made security doors, program card access, cameras, and alarm systems for your home or business, plus on-call locksmiths and more. It's a lock. Call Bonafide at 262-790-9400 or go online, bonafidesafe.com. They protect what you value. Can I get sidetracked for 1 sec?
Yes, of course.
On-call locksmith at Bonafide?
Yep.
I had to call them one night.
How'd that go?
It went great.
They were on call.
They were on call.
At night.
It was at night.
Were you in Muskego?
Yes.
All right.
Yes. Luckily, we got in before they got there. So, but they were on call.
Good.
Mike Egan and the gang, ready to help me get in my own house. Last week's show guest, Blake Brown, and his race truck that he had on display here at Paulie's, drove to victory, Midwest Truck Series, Dells Raceway Park on Sunday afternoon. First time in series history that the top 4 finishers in the Icebreaker 50 were all past Midwest Truck Series champions, second through fourth, Brandon Reichenberger, James Swan, and Tristan Swanson. Pretty neat. They got a gold above the windshield.
Yeah, windshield header, yeah.
That signifies that they're a past champion. Pretty cool.
Pretty cool.
Blake had a Fast Cunis RV-sponsored truck on Saturday before Mother Nature intervened, pushed a 3-division icebreaker race to Sunday. We heard about it from Jerry Albee, but Johnny D, good to see Johnny DeAngelis Jr. prevail in the 602s. Outlaw late models over Nick Schneider and past champion Tanner Berge. Over 30 super lates competed in the Icebreaker 100 for the Alive for 5 series presented by Wegner Automotive. Part-time NASCAR O'Reilly Series racer from Wausau, Luke Fenhaus, delivered a victory over Oak Creek Automotive-sponsored Casey Johnson. Gabe Summers was third. Penn Sauter also flying the Oak Creek Automotive colors. He finished fourth, and following winner Tristan Swanson rounded out the top 5. Biggest mover of the day, he went from 19th to 9th. You talked to him, Jaden Johnson.
I did. In the pits on Saturday, he actually said, this is my Pro Late model. I've not run a Super before, so I'm going to run my Pro Late model. I think I'm okay with my mock run speeds. My goodness, the kid did great.
He did fantastic. We will hear all about it from Jaden next week when we take the show on the road. Johnson & Sons Paving Road Show at the Raceway Bar and Grill in Slinger.
Yep.
Buddy Kofoid topped both Friday and Saturday night's World of Outlaw Sprint Car features at I-55 Speedway in Peevely, Missouri. 3 Wisconsin racers. Bill Balog, we heard from him earlier tonight, 23rd in both A mains. On Friday night, the LCQ, Logan Julian, one of those Wisconsin racers, finished 6th. Right behind Rico Abreu, that's the good news. Bad news is they only took 4 to the feature. Scotty Thiel finished 9th in the LCQ. Then Saturday night, all 3 Wisconsin drivers raced their way into the A main. The big wheel, Scotty Thiel, credited with 21st, Balog 23rd, Logan Julian 25th. This Friday and Saturday, as Bill Balog said, kind of a Midwestern swing.
Yeah.
Jacksonville, Illinois, and Tri-State Speedway in Hobstadt, Indiana. Guest last year on the Racing Roundup show and the reigning World of Outlaw late model champ Bobby Pierce won the Illini 100 for the 4th time Saturday night at Farmer City Raceway. which is located less than an hour from his home. Fellow Illinois racer Brandon Shepard finished third behind Pierce. One night after his prelim win at Farmer City, which was Shepard's 5th series win there. The World of Outlaws head to Talladega, Alabama next weekend, and then visit Mississippi Thunder Speedway, Fountain City, Wisconsin, on Thursday, April 30th, right on the Mississippi River.
Yep.
Pretty good deal. Pretty racy track. Something about that black dirt right by the Mississippi River provides for some good racing. USAC National Non-Wing Sprint Cars, Briggs Danner rode the rim to race to his 5th victory Saturday night at Lawrenceburg Speedway in Indiana. We had the Cars Tour for the first time since he raced in the NASCAR Busch Series in 1999. Dale Earnhardt Jr. was at the Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway, took his Cars Tour there, the late model stock tour. Stands were packed. His team, Junior Motorsports, the team car, the lead car in that team, pulled away the victory, driven full-time this season by Cars Tour, on the Cars Tour by Caden Quapple. Caden, of course, is the youngest son of the 2003 NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series champion and Janesville native Travis Quapple. And Junior finished 12th.
Yes. Yeah, he did okay.
Passed a lot of cars.
Yeah.
Started deep in the field, came back to finish 12th. Said he had an absolute blast. It's like his favorite racetrack. Cars Pro late model class won by Nashville local and NASCAR Truck Series driver Dawson Sutton, who also won last November's All-American 400 at his home track. Bumper-to-bumper Auto Value IRA Outlaw Sprint start their season this Saturday night at Maquoketa Speedway in Iowa. Gates open at 4 p.m., racing at 6. Coverage on Flow Racing if you can't attend in person. A little closer to home, this Sunday, April the 19th, and the following Saturday, the 25th, will be open practice for all divisions, noon to 4 at the Slinger Super Speedway. We talked about it. I'll be there April 26th for the ASA Midwest Tour opener on the call for Track TV. That event also features late models and the debut of the new 189 Customs Crown Vics class.
Yep.
Looking forward to that.
I saw some guys got some practice time on Sunday.
Yes, they did.
Ooh. Some guys are cheating already. Body work. Get out the templates.
Here's a reminder. We talked about it before. First Johnson & Sons Paving Roadshow presented by Oak Creek Automotive. This coming Tuesday night, April 21st at Raceway Bar and Grill, just down the road from the Slinger Speedway. A bunch of racers will be there, and we invite you to join the racing crowd. Address and details on our schedule page. The website, RacingRoundupShow.com.
Dean, thank you as always. Look forward to seeing you the next time you get a chance to join us here on the Racing Roundup Show.
Thanks, Jim. Good to be here.
Absolutely. Dean's part of our crew. We got a bunch of great people that are part of our crew each and every Tuesday. Matt Rapina and I help put together the Saturday TV show. It's a labor of love for sure. Looking forward to seeing you join us on a Tuesday to enjoy what we get to do every Tuesday with you. Spend some time with you here at the Race Roundup headquarters, Polly's Pub and Eatery, or wherever our show schedule takes us, to racetracks, to other places. Looking forward to seeing you on a given Tuesday night to join us here on the show. Still to come, we're talking drag racing with John DiPiazza and the Interstate Batteries of Southeast Wisconsin. NASCAR Report. We're live at Polly's. We'll be right back.
Join the racing crowd every Tuesday night at 6 p.m. Central all season long. Share what you love about short track racing on our Facebook page and on Twitter and Instagram at Racing Roundup. We'll be right back with more of the Racing Roundup Show.
Greenfield Gallery wants to buy your racing collection. Do you have die-cast cars from IndyCar, Sprint Car, or short tracks? Greenfield Gallery wants them. If you have old racing programs, racing photos, and negatives, Greenfield Gallery wants those too. Contact Ralph Hibbert Jr. at Greenfield Gallery, who wants to buy your racing collection. Ralph also has an ever-changing eBay store full of racing collectibles. Search Greenfield Gallery. Email Ralph right now to get connected. His email address is ralph@greenfieldgallery.net.
For your next purge or project, go with the pros. Source Services. Champion driver and Wisconsin Short Track Hall of Famer Dan Source founded Source Services in 1988 with one truck, one employee, and a tireless work ethic. Through the dedicated work of Dan and his employees, Source Services LLC is Southeastern Wisconsin's leading waste container rental company. Dropped and picked up by professionals, you can rent a dumpster for up to 60 days. Source Services sorts and recycles to reduce the amount of waste going into landfills. Go with the pros at sourceservices.com.
Eliminate the hassles of planning a trip to the races. Hook up with Boring Bob's escorted NASCAR racing tours. Boring Bob offers transportation, lodging, race tickets, nightlife, shuttle service, and more. Boring Bob knows all the back roads into and out of the racetrack to get you in and out fast. Pick one or pick them all. Go in style to Daytona, Bristol, Phoenix, Las Vegas, and more. He has decades of experience and industry contacts galore. You name the race, let Boring Bob do the rest. Call Boring Bob today to make plans now to go on one of Boring Bob's famous escorted NASCAR racing tours. Boring Bob's always at 414-321-1307. That's 414-321-1307.
The Racing House. From Slinger Speedway to the Nürburgring in Germany, we have professional, state-of-the-art racing simulators that allow you to authentically experience any racetrack in the world in your race car of choice. Our mission here is simple: to bridge the gap between motorsport and accessibility. Book your session online. Visit www.theracinghouse.com. We are open to everybody, whether it's you, friends, family, or colleagues. Come in and race against each other. Welcome to the home of sim racing in Wisconsin, The Racing House.
He's legit. Welcome back to the Racing Roundup program. This portion is brought to you by the racers at Schlafer Auto Body and Sales in Landon. If you have a car you want to buy, they have used cars. If you want to have your car fixed, body work, they do all kinds of cars, all kinds of trucks. They have worked with all insurance companies. Seek out the 4 generations of racers that operate Schlafer Auto Body and Sales. They are going to do it right for you and do a great job, and they are racers through and through. So search Schlafer Auto Body on Facebook to find out more about their award-winning classic car restorations and what they get to do for you and your daily or fleet of work vehicles. They got it all for you. Here's a reminder again to watch our Saturday TV show. It's every Saturday at 11:30 a.m. on CW18 Milwaukee. Looking forward to seeing you as part of that program. And it's time to go over the Interstate Batteries of Southeast Wisconsin NASCAR report. Interstate Batteries of Southeast Wisconsin is included in the group of Interstate Batteries and their sponsorship for decades now. A founding sponsor, Joe Gibbs Racing. Visit interstatebatteries.com to find a battery for every need at a dealer near you. We also want to tell you that their sponsored car went to Victory Lane on Sunday. Their sponsored driver went to Victory Lane on Friday. And here we go on the NASCAR report. It all happened at Bristol Motor Speedway. Interstate Battery sponsored Ty Gibbs was running third when the caution came out with 23 laps to go. He stayed out. 2 leaders pitted. 4 tires came back to get him. But Ty Gibbs stayed out on the old tires and made it work. So Ty Gibbs wins his first Cup race Sunday at Bristol. He's finished the top 6 the last 6 races, so the speed's been there. But to see the kid finally beat out Ryan Blaney, the pole sitter, and the guy that led the most laps, Kyle Larson, coming with 4, that was a pretty impressive run by Ty Gibbs to win on Sunday in Grandpa Joe Gibbs Toyota. It was an emotional first win for him. It's the 131st race that he actually competed in the Cup Series already. My goodness. It seems like yesterday when his father passed away, hours after Ty cinched up the championship in Phoenix. I was there in 2022 when he did that. He won the championship on a Saturday, and his father passed away that Saturday evening. And Ty didn't race the Cup race on Sunday. It didn't matter. But just since then, it's been an emotional ride for Ty to get back to Victory Lane. And his mom was there with a big old hug, so it was kind of cool. Little nugget, it was the first Cup Series win with car number 54 since Lenny Pond did that at Talladega in 1979. Connor Zilic won the Xfinity Series, now O'Reilly Auto Parts Series on Saturday at Bristol. It's his 12th win. He's like the youngest guy ever to get the 12 wins in his lifetime, but that kid's on fire. He won 10 races last year, full-time in the Cup Series now. Drove one of Junior Motorsports cars to victory, the number 1 that he shares with Carson Quapple this year. Carson was in the 9 Chevy on Saturday and still finished top 5 along with his teammate Justin Allgaier and Kyle Larson. So 4 of the top 5 are Junior Motorsports cars in the O'Reilly race on Saturday. Rhinelander native Parker Retzlaff scored his second straight top 10 finish and finished 9th. Franklin Sam Mayer was scored 20th, and Slinger resident Josh Blicky 23rd. We mentioned Interstate Battery sponsors another driver in this series called Christopher Bell in the Cup side. Well, he jumped into Stuart Friesen's team truck, the number 62 truck, and went to win at Bristol. First time he's won a truck since 2017. That truck number 62 also matched up the lap that he took the lead on, 62 laps to go, and won the Friday night truck race in his Toyota Tundra. Ty Majeski, I'm getting all tied up here. Ty Majeski qualified 6th, but didn't have the greatest of races. Finished outside the top 10 in both stages and finished up the race credited with 23rd. He's going to be racing his Menard-sponsored Super Late a couple times here in the near future in Wisconsin. He hit the first 2 ASA Midwest Tour races, April 26th at Slinger and May 3rd at Madison International Speedway. So look forward to seeing Ty get back in the Super around here, these parts. I'll be headed to Kansas Speedway this weekend to work this Saturday morning's ARCA Menard Series Race for FS1. The O'Reilly Series race starts at 6 p.m. Central on CW18 on Saturday, and the Cup Series rolls at 1 p.m. on Fox. Again, Bill Holland had to attend to family obligations this weekend. We'll anticipate Bill Holland's In the Groove, presented by Johnson & Sons Paving, back on our show as soon as possible. Looking forward to seeing that. We have now another special guest. We're going to see you throughout the season this year. His family operates A&A Tire on Highway 100 just north of Belate Road. He is a through and through drag racer. Generations of drag racing named D. Piazza have gone on to win big things, and they're certainly here to help promote the sport of racing. We cover all forms of racing. Welcome back, John D. Piazza. John, welcome back to the show. Good to see you.
Good to see you. I haven't seen you since, what was that, the IMSA race, the 24 Hours
The
of Daytona?
last time I saw him, it was not at a drag race. We were not at Bradenton, Florida. We were at the Rolex 24 at Daytona, and you had a whole bunch of people with you.
Yeah, we brought our kids down for spring break. Well, early spring break.
Yeah, that was cool. Got to hang out during the race, chatting a little bit.
Yep, that was good. That was fun.
Did you enjoy it?
We had a lot of fun, except for that caution for 6 hours.
Well, the fog came in, not the fog boss. The fog literally came in, and it was, a long time of nothing.
No, that was good. And then we kind of talked about doing something like this.
Yeah.
And long story short, you and I both have a very good friend who obviously is no longer with us, which is Dave Owensy.
Yeah, our longtime friend Dave Owensy, your drag race reporter, friend of the show, introduced you and I, introduced our friends at ATD to the show. Dave passed away around Christmas time, so yeah, it's been rough to think about all the fun we had. And I didn't get I stay in touch with Dave the last couple of years, so I'm sorry to hear of his passing.
Yeah, and so when we were talking about it, I kind of thought, why don't we do something like this? We can bring a little more support back to our local bracket racing, our local kind of drag racing scene for your Great Lakes Dragway, your Byron, and some of the other things that go around. Maybe stir up a little more interest in honor of Dave. I mean, the first time I was ever on this show, I think he did one of his little characters. Was it Pierre?
Pepe.
Pepe. So it's kind of a memory I've always had with me, and it's one reason why I've always liked being on this show is because this is a great place for anybody to have a good personality and enjoy themselves.
And Dave got a chance to do some announcing. He got to race a Camaro. They called it Fat Boy Racing. But more importantly, it got to us to open up to that. We had a long-time relationship with Great Lakes Dragway, even back to Broadway Bob days. But one guy that carried us through that was a guy that again, was part of our show for a long time, Randy Hannigan. He passed away recently. So I hate to say we start drag racing talking about people that have passed on, but they were a big influence in what we do. And Randy, I mean, goodness, taking on the tradition and carrying that through when Broadway Bob sold the racetrack to 3 people, Randy very much led that field for many, many years after.
Yeah, so I grew up at the end of the Broadway Bob days, which is, to me, kind of neat. He's definitely a showman of his own. Me not fully understanding what 80s drag racing was back then and the different kind of activities that went on.
Yep.
And then what it transferred into basically Randy, Marcel, and then Ray Drew, who's actually a top alcohol driver now, who's no longer part of the racetrack.
Yep.
But Randy's done a ton for our sport. I'm not going to say that I've always seen eye to eye with him, because bracket racers are not the centerfold by any means of any drag strip.
Well,
However,
drag strips have weekly points racing, whether it be IHRA or NHRA sanctioned. There's divisional racing. There's also, but bracket racing, you guys are outlaws. You want to race for money. You want to race with guys you want to race with, and you don't really care if you're there once a week or once a year. You go after the big money.
We go after the big money. However, it's come to a point now, especially with the way the world is, we just want a good place to competitively race where you're not racing the same 3 guys every week.
So it's a different approach. I mean, it's great to see weekly racing continues at Great Lakes Dragway. They've got fun racing. They've got your chance you can spectator race. They got a drifting track. There's a lot going on there. But when it comes to the sanctioned races and now big money races, I mean, there's a choice, isn't there?
Oh yeah, there's lots of choices. Just locally in our probably 3-hour area, there's 3 or 4 tracks, 5 tracks total probably. 3 in Iowa, 2 in Illinois. Actually, there's 3 in Illinois and 1 right here. There's Rock Falls, which is up in Eau Claire area, and then if you want to go east, there's unbelievable amounts of tracks in Indiana. I got to be honest, all of us bracket racers just want to race, and we support pretty much anybody that supports us, and it's good to be able, like I said, to have this segment so we can kind of work on this, spread a little bit more, and just hopefully maybe just get a couple more people interested, maybe get some grandkids, kids out there. I mean, I think you can start at 5 years old in a junior dragster. So.
And when it comes to bracket racing, you brought the big trophy and the big check one time. You bagged $25,000 in Memphis. There's bigger money now out there to go chase. What are you going to be chasing this year with your racing?
My racing, we're going to try to keep it a little more local. As always, my family comes as first as it can come when you're a racer. But I think this next week or 2 weeks, Byron's going to have 3 weeks, May 15th through the 17th, they're going to have a $50,000 to win door car race, which will be really neat if you're a spectator to come. They're going to try to do something for spectators, which might even be free, but I don't know that, so I don't really want to.
Byron Dragway. Go to their website. We'll find out for sure.
Well, they'll have a wheelie stand contest, a burnout contest, all on Saturday night. They'll have 2 possibly $50,000 to win races on that Saturday, one being just a gambler's race. Or the guys' little enter, they put cash in a big pot. They said the winner takes all.
Oh, my goodness.
And then they have
second place gets nothing, by the way. Zero.
Well, yeah, in theory.
Yeah.
But as the year goes on, we kind of play it by ear. My brother was just in Vegas for the Spring Fling Million. He didn't do so great, but he says it's a great place to race and like a really good experience. In end of April is when all the bracket races kind of start.
Okay.
Great Lakes has got their first bracket series April 25th, 26th. Then the week after that, May 2nd and 3rd, they have their second. And then it goes into May 16th, 17th is their third. And that's where, again, we bracket race, so anybody can do it.
Yeah.
You can bring your station wagon down and try to be competitive. You know, there's most of us here that are ready to teach you and help you.
So when it comes to introduction to drag racing, it'd be a great way to go because of all the different classes, whether it be a weekly race, whether it be a fun day, taking your station wagon down the racetrack on a given day. But in reality, as you race for that kind of money, it's glad to hear that you guys are welcoming and open to the idea of people walking up and saying, what do I need to do, or what do you do to your clutch, or I've got a car that's this, and this, what can I do, where can I race it? You guys seem pretty open to that. Just having people go chat with you.
It's extremely competitive, and we're fighting for thousandths of a second. Mm-hmm. And it's no different than super late model racing or dirt racing, or where you're fighting for the same thing. Some people are willing to help. I'm pretty sure that everybody in our pits is willing to help. And if anybody ever has a question, we're pretty much willing to answer, or we'll lend a hand, whatever we can do. Mm-hmm. Again, you know, the whole goal of what we're trying to do here is kind of spread a little more word. And then when we have results, give them.
I have some results from the NHRA. Pomona, Winter Nationals. First time in the new equipment, Tony Stewart went to victory lane in the top fuel car. Beat out Justin Ashley. Justin actually was, I think, 8th qualifier. Got to the finals. Round 1, he had to beat Maddie Gordon, who's in Ron Kapp's top fuel car. She is 20 years old. She's a Spitfire. I got to know her through the Hoosier Tire program. She's great. Her family has been racing just like you guys have been for years and years in Top Alcohol Funny Car, or Top Alcohol, Dragster, I think it is. They got a chance. Her dad is a 3-time national champion. That's like the highest level outside the national classes that you see on TV. They have TV as well. But when Maddie got in the car with her dad, Doug, Maddie was setting the clutch, and her sister was doing engine work. And they're both beautiful 18, 19, 20-year-old girls in the team effort. Until this year, Maddie was still setting the clutch for the car. She drove last year to second in points in the top alcohol class. And she got a call from Ron Capps, who signed off on her national license to race his top fuel car. And she lost to Justin Ashley. It's amazing that I can see this little girl. She's 5 foot nothing, 110 pounds, whatever it is, stomp on the gas. She went 334 miles an hour in her first round. She got eliminated because her ET was, I want to say it was I got it written down here. Justin Ashley ran a 0.25 reaction time. Maddie ran a 0.91. Her ET was 3.744 seconds. His was 3.174 seconds. How can you measure 3/10 of a second?
It's crazy.
The beautiful thing about NHRA.com is you can look at the segments going down the track. Yep. What's her 330? What's her 660? I mean, and it comes down to that much. And you guys are racing for thousands of dollars. They're racing for big money as well. But we're literally talking about fractions of a second decide.
Yeah, and that's what makes our racing so crazy and kind of exciting is you get to, if you make one mistake, you're nearly done. And it takes there's some kind of showmanship that goes with it to make it better, to make it look like you didn't make a mistake.
Yeah.
But like if you make a mistake in a circle track race, you can most likely gain it back.
Yep.
If you're definitely going to lose. But
3-hour races in the NASCAR world is what Stewart said. I had to compute that in 3.3 seconds.
Yep.
To run top fuel.
But I mean, in a day, our races are decided within 2-3 thousandths on a normal basis. So, I mean, I would love to see anybody come down, and if anybody ever has questions, wants to message me about anything, I'm happy to to certainly relay.
And if they want to
the
visit the day job and they need new tires for their vehicle, where should they go?
We're on Highway 100 in Beloit, right across from Stein's Garden Center.
A&A Tire, family business there. Looking forward to. They do a great job. You're right. I got a thumbs up from the crowd. Absolutely, John. Looking forward to seeing you come back on the show again. Having some fun, talking about some drag racing every once in a while.
Let's get some new supporters.
Absolutely. How about a big hand for John DiPiazza for joining us here on the program, carrying on that tradition of talking about all things motorsports, drag racing with John DiPiazza. We're looking forward to seeing you next Tuesday. We're on the road. We are live, not here at Polly's for a change. We're going to go on the road for the first time in April. In a long time, we're going to Raceway Bar and Grill in Slinger, Wisconsin. That's this coming Tuesday. We want to tell you that it's been a lot of fun here at Polly's. We'll be back here at Polly's in 2 weeks' time on April 28th. But next week, Tuesday, is our Johnson & Sons Paving Road Show #1 presented by Oak Creek Automotive. Raceway Bar and Grill is just down the road from Slinger Super Speedway. We'll have a bunch of racers there, a bunch of race cars in the parking lot, a bunch of fun to join us. So make sure you make that part of your plans. You can join us here on RacingRoundupShow.com. Make sure you like and follow our show on Facebook, and our Twitter handle is @RacingRoundup, now X. Great job by our social team. Want to thank our sponsors for being part of the program. Thank our staff for what they do, and also want to thank the great people that we had on the show again tonight. Look forward to seeing you back here next Tuesday night. If you're just joining us on Tuesday across the world, thank you for joining us tonight. We'll see you next Tuesday from Raceway Bar and Grill in Slinger for our first road show 2026. Our 42nd season rolls on. I'm Jim Trader reminding you to set your DVR, support your local racing, and have at it, racers.
Wisconsin racing fans, we hope you enjoyed our show. Watch Milwaukee's only motorsports TV show this Saturday morning at 11:30 on CW18 Milwaukee and live online at CW18Milwaukee.com. We are delivering fresh content every Tuesday at 6 p.m. Central. Plan now to join the racing crowd next Tuesday and win prizes. Visit RacingRoundupShow.com for our latest show schedule and to watch our shows on demand. Like the Racing Roundup Show on Facebook. Follow and interact with us on X and Instagram @Racing Roundup. Until next time, race fans, on behalf of the entire crew, this is Dean Strom reminding you to support your local racetrack, set your DVRs, have at it, racers.